Today I'm going to talk about a very simple yet very effective technique to improve your communication skills. Or if you want to be more fluent and confident in speaking English, you can practice this technique and I can guarantee that it's going to help you. Fine. So it's a very simple technique which is called reviewing. Okay. Now what does a review means? A review in simple language means feedback, right? कोई feedback देना या feedback लेना, right? So बहुत सारे instances होते हैं हमारे life में, where we take feedbacks or where we give feedbacks, right? We review a lot of things. वो बहुत जनरल बात है हमारे लिए. हम knowingly और unknowingly we do it, right? एंड सरप्राइजिंगली कि हमारा सिस्टम भी ऐसा बना हुआ है कि सिंस चाइल्डहुड वी आर अंडर दिस रिव्यू प्रोसेस. नाउ आई विल टेल यू हाउ. हम जब छोटे होते हैं या हमारा एडमिशन होने वाला होता है तो हमारे इंटरव्यूज़ होते हैं. व्हाट इज़ दैट? दैट इज़ अ रिव्यू प्रोसेस, राइट? कि ये बच्चा केपेबल है हमारे स्कूल में एडजस्ट करने के लिए या नहीं. दैट इज़ अ रिव्यू बेसिकली which happens and we are selected or we are not selected on the basis of that, right? फिर हमारे एग्ज़ाम्स होते हैं, हमारे रिजल्ट्स आते हैं, हम कॉलेज में पढ़ते हैं, हमारे वहाँ भी हमारा टेस्ट होता है, एग्ज़ाम होता है, हमारे एंट्रेंस टेस्ट्स होते हैं. ऑफिसेज में हमारे रिव्यू सेशंस होते हैं, अप्रेजल के रिव्यू सेशंस होते हैं where the manager gives feedback, you also give your feedback to your manager, so it's a two-way process. Maybe school colleges में two-way process नहीं होता है, but in offices usually it is a two-way process where you give your feedback and the manager also gives your feedback. So that is what is called a review meeting or a review session. Okay, and then appraisal is decided and all. So this is about a system which is there in place, about a review system. Apart from that, हम भी हर चीज़ में बहुत सारी चीज़ें, कुछ छोटी सी शॉपिंग करके आते हैं, कुछ खरीद के आते हैं. We probably हम यूज़ करते हैं, कुछ अच्छा लगा तो हम बोलते हैं यार ये प्रोडक्ट तो बहुत अच्छा हमने ख़रीद लिया, राइट? ये तो बहुत काम आ रहा है हमारे. या बहुत बेकार होता है, कोई टॉय है बच्चे का टूट गया फ़ौरन, तो इससे कि यार एकदम पैसे बर्बाद हो गए, ये तो इस लायक ही नहीं था, हम बेकार ही खरीद लिए. सो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो अ फीडबैक यू आर गिविंग, राइट? उस टॉय के बारे में या उस चीज़ के बारे में कि ये हेल्पफुल रही हमारे लिए, ये हेल्पफुल नहीं रही, या वेस्ट ऑफ मनी रही, या गुड वैल्यू रही वो. सो वी knowingly or unknowingly we give reviews. Okay, so I just thought about that, why don't we start using this process to improve our English skills or English communication skills. Now I'll tell you how we'll use this. It's very simple and very easy. Before that, I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out to improve your communication skills. Yes guys, let's get started. So I'm talking to you about a review process or reviewing technique. Okay, how we can use this review process and convert it into a reviewing technique to improve our fluency, to improve our confidence and improve our English speaking skills. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about 8 topics or 8 points which will help you to get going or to start how to review in English. Okay, so coming to the first point is, you watch a lot of movies, you watch a lot of shows, you watch a lot of series, you watch a lot of serials, you watch a lot of podcasts, you watch a lot of gaming shows. So what I was thinking is, why can't we start reviewing these? राइट, कोई एक सीरीज़ हमने देखी, कोई एक मूवी हमने देख लिया, हमने एंजॉय किया, पॉपकॉर्न खा लिया, कोल्ड ड्रिंक पी ली, नाचोस खा लिए, एवरीथिंग गुड वेल, वी केम बैक होम. वाई कैंट वी टॉक टू समबडी एट आवर होम या अपने फ्रेंड्स से फ़ोन पे बात करके, वाई डोंट वी गिव अ रिव्यू इन इंग्लिश? सिंस यू हैव वॉच दैट मूवी एंड यू ऑल लव टू गिव रिव्यूज़. आप थिएटर से निकलते हो, बोलते यार क्या बकवास मूवी थी, यार पैसे बर्बाद हो गए, टाइम बर्बाद हुआ. वट यू आर बेसिकली डूइंग अ रिव्यू. You're giving your feedback, you're reviewing that movie, right? So why don't you come back home, relax and start giving a review. आप पूरी मूवी का कुछ एक summary बना लो and then you talk about that movie in English. It will be very exciting for you and it will be entertaining as well, right? So this is one thing. Coming to the second topic or second point is, हमें स्पोर्ट्स देखना बहुत पसंद होता है। हम T20 मैच देखते हैं, हम वर्ल्ड कप देखते हैं, हम फुटबॉल मैच देखते हैं, हम टेबल टेनिस देखते हैं, हम लॉन टेनिस देखते हैं, ओलंपिक्स देखते हैं, हम वी वॉच अ लॉट ऑफ गेम्स, राइट, स्पोर्ट्स। सो उसका भी सेम थिंग वी कैन डू, वी कैन स्टार्ट रिव्यूइंग दोज। आज का मैच कैसा रहा, इंडिया वर्सेस सपोज ऑस्ट्रेलिया मैच है, कैसा रहा वो मैच, वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इट, राइट, एंड वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इट इन लेंथ। हमें बहुत एक्साइटमेंट होती है जब हम स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में बात करते हैं, स्पेशली जब इंडियन टीम खेल रही होती है किसी के भी साथ, वेदर इट इज़ अ विन और अ लूज इज समथिंग विच इज़ आई डोंट केयर अबाउट, आई जस्ट want our team to perform best, but it's just that, you know, it's somebody else's day probably, so we can talk about those events, right, and we'll enjoy that. Okay, this is the second thing. The third point is we can talk about any place we have visited recently, any restaurant we have visited recently, or anything which, you know, we have visited just for refreshment. Okay, so we can talk about, come back and talk about that place के जहाँ हम घूमने गए थे वो कैसा था, you know, एक ट्रैकिंग के लिए हम कहीं चले गए, या हम you know एक बीच पे चले गए कभी, right, या कोई डैम पे गए, घाट पे गए, so we can just come back and talk about, right, those places कि कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा, कैसा रहा, क्या रहा, you know, so we can give a review in English. Same way रेस्टोरेंट या होटल गए तो हम आकर के बता सकते हैं कि यार मस्त रेस्टोरेंट था, बहुत अच्छा एम्बियंस था, you know, people were quite you know friendly, and they were like, the staffs were very quick and they were able to understand better, and you know we said like, you know, we don't need spicy food, so they made it less spicy and they brought it. So in this way we can talk about a lot of things, right, so we can start taking these topics seriously and start talking about it. The next one is food review. So we can always come back and say कि यार आज चाइनीज़ खाया वहाँ हमने, it was okay, it was not that great, but we had this soup there which was very nice, but the starters were a little off or not so good, but we had this noodles which is very nice, it was spicy, it was you know, lots of vegetables were there, and it was quite cooked very well, right, so this way you can give review about the food as well. Okay, another one is you join any school, you join any college, you join any course, you join any company, right, so you can always, you know, give reviews about it कि यार इस कॉलेज में मैंने पढ़ा है, पढ़ाई की है, it's a very good college. What are the qualities of the college, what they do, they have recreational activities, they have a lot of, you know, outdoor activities, they have a lot of, you know, things which will help you, presentations, they ask you to give a lot of presentations to become more confident, you know, so these things you can always review about. You can talk to others, you can tell others also, you know, who want to join somewhere or you want to join some college or some companies, you can just talk up to them about these things as well. So these are like which topics which are known to you, you know, you have studied there, you have worked there, you have made friends, and you know in and out about it, so you can talk about it. Okay, so start reviewing those, give feedbacks to people. Coming to the next is shopping experience. You can talk about your shopping experience, you can give feedback. Here I went to this mall and the brands were very good, there were a lot of, you know, stores which were quite good, and I went there and, you know, there was a sale going on and the prices were pretty cheap, and I found it very reasonable. It was not cheap, but I found it very reasonable. I picked up some stuffs for me, so I found it really good, the experience was good. So you can talk about brands, you can talk about your shopping experience, and so on. Coming to the next one is event. If you have attended any event like any conference or like an annual event or any annual meeting or a town hall or a wedding or a birthday party or an engagement party or any ceremony, any party for that matter, you can always see, basically we human beings have this tendency of discussing, right, हम कहीं जाते हैं, कुछ नया करते हैं, कुछ भी routine काम भी करते हैं, तो when we come back at home we usually talk about it. या आपके फ्रेंड का ही फ़ोन आ गया, you know, when she or he heard about कि अच्छा आप वेडिंग में गए थे या आप कहीं घूमने गए थे या आपने किसी कोई मूवी देखा है या anything for that matter. So the first question is, अरे यार कैसा रहा, you know, how was your experience, and you start telling about it. Okay, it was too good, it took, you know, 4 hours to reach there, and when we reached there we had breakfast, and then it was time like, you know, we wanted to take a nap, or we were tired, and then we went to trekking, and then this, that. So you do all these things, yeah, right? You give feedback or you give review about that experience. The same goes here. You can just start talking in English. So about this events or wedding and all, you come back home and you start talking to people, talking to your family about it in English, or you can stand in front of the mirror or your camera and start recording and talking about it in English. Okay, so basically you have to give the review. How was it? The good and the bad. Okay. The last one is, we have vehicles at home, right? हम कार खरीदते हैं या स्कूटी खरीदते हैं या साइकिल खरीदते हैं या बच्चों के लिए ही कुछ खरीदते हैं, स्कूटर लेते हैं या साइकिल लेते हैं बच्चों के लिए. Whatever vehicle we want or we buy, so we give reviews. या फिर नहीं भी हम खरीदते हैं, we aspire to buy some vehicle or something, so we search on it कि अच्छा कौन सी गाड़ी अच्छी है, कौन सी स्कूटी अच्छी है, कौन सी बाइक अच्छी है, कोई स्पोर्ट्स बाइक किसी को पसंद होती है, किसी को नॉर्मल वाली. तो हर तरह का रेंज आपकी पसंद नापसंद होता है. इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि वी बाय दैट, बट वी स्टिल रिसर्च अबाउट इट, वी वांट टू नो अबाउट इट कि हाँ हम कभी तो खरीदेंगे वो, राइट? सो you get a lot of information, you collect a lot of information on all these things. So why don't you start giving out reviews कि अच्छा ये मैंने पढ़ा था, इसका टाटा का ये जो i10 है या i20 है, इसका ये सिस्टम अच्छा है, other than the Mahindra one or any other company, Volkswagen. So you can compare two cars, you can tell the good features about some car which has come in the market and the price range and all those things. You can always talk about it. So start making it a habit of reviewing things, coming back and recollecting and putting down in words. Okay, this will help you a lot, guys. You will enjoy this process basically. And it's not about कि अभी आपको 10 मिनट बैठ करके अंग्रेजी में बात करना है या बोलना है. It's not about that. It's just that you came from an event and you wanted, आप बात करना चाहते हो, राइट? आपके अंदर रहता है कि ऐसा हुआ वैसा हुआ, इसने ये कहा वो कहा. Lot of things has happened there, right? So you wanted to speak out. So why don't you speak out in English? किसी और से नहीं बात कर सकते, आप मिरर के सामने अपने कैमरे में या फिर अपने कैमरे में रिकॉर्ड कर लो. And but then do this. Start doing this, guys. It will really help you a lot. I have a lot many techniques which I have talked about in my videos, other videos as well. Pick up one which you find interesting and start practicing that. You will see the difference. See you. Bye-bye.